Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I got some videos for you today. Like I said, I was going to head back to Washington. So I got Mansfield. She's not always there. I don't know. She's been on vacation a lot lately or something, but a lot of pro tems have been there. But she's back. And I got 2 clips from her, actually, that are pretty good. But the first clip we're going into is a liar. She gets caught lying. Completely lying, and you're gonna try to look in her background the whole time. To me, it's pretty clear that she's not where she says she is, but I don't know. You'll see. Let's just get started.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh no, she doesn't want to grab her. I got covered. You can ask her. I'm quite sure she's in there. That's right. Is that not her? Pardon? No, she told me.
Tell us where she's at. Next matter be People versus Nicole Trowbridge. File number 23S29942. Your Honor, today is the time and date set for a status conference. We did notice this matter on, and Ms. Trowbridge is not present. My understanding is there's some communication between her counsel and the court, and indicated she could appear by Zoom. I certainly indicated on the notice that she needed to appear here in public or in person.
Is that Ms. Trowbridge? It's remote there? Yes. On the Galaxy? Yeah. Is that you, Ms. Trowbridge? You're on mute. You're muted.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, is that you, Ms. Trowbridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, I want her to be here in public. First of all, there is a bench warrant for her arrest. And I want her to be present in court today for that specific, well, it wasn't when I issued it. I didn't know about the bench warrant when I issued for the status conference, but I don't like to do these kind of things by Zoom. But now there's a bench warrant, I want her here. So I have the state police who will pick her up. I just need to know where she is. I have her, the address that I have for her is 3608 North Back Lake Road in Pearson. My understanding is she's advised Mr. Rasmussen that she does not have a ride there. I'll provide her a ride, or the people will provide her a ride. And I want her them to get picked up and her to come here.
All right, Mr. Rasmussen, it does appear that the notice says defendant's appearance is required for this hearing.
Well, yeah, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't realize that meant in person. Obviously, we have clients, well, just like the last one, appear on Zoom all the time. I just thought it was a status conference. I didn't know anything about this warrant. So she asked me yesterday if she could appear via Zoom. And I said, well, yeah, if it's just a status conference. I kind of just expected this would be Mr. Belay and I discussing a deal that I wasn't expecting us to reach. So that's why I assumed not really a big deal if she was. So I didn't know about the warrant.
Well, how about we just make this easy and just see if Ms. Trowbridge can help us. Ms. Trowbridge, how long is it going to take you to get up here to the courthouse?
I don't have no ride. I have no transportation.
Okay, well, that's great because as Mr. Belay said, we do have a ride for you. So what's the address that you can be picked up at?
Okay, you know what I'm upset about is, okay, this warrant is with
hey, Ms. Trowbridge. Ms. Trowbridge.
What?
Ms. Trowbridge, I don't want you to say something that could be used against you. Mr. Rasmussen will advise you about your underlying case and this warrant. All right. So we shouldn't be talking about whether you agree or disagree with any of that. What we need is your presence to get it all taken care of. And because you don't have a ride, unless people give you the ride, I just need to know where you're at so Mr. Blake can send them out and Mr. Rasmussen will be here and we'll take care of all of it. So where are you located?
Right now I'm in Grand Rapids because I'm taking care of my sister in the hospital.
So you're at a hospital?
Yes. What's
the name of the hospital?
St. Mary's.
Okay. So let's put you under oath so that we know that you got it covered. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yeah.
All right. So you can put your hand down. So Ms. Trowbridge, recognize that if you do say something that's not truthful under oath, that could be a new felony. It's called perjury. So, where are you located right now?
Right now, I'm at the hospital.
Okay, which hospital?
St. Mary's, but I can take care of the warrant. I
Hold
cannot
on,
leave. I'm being honest with you. I cannot leave the hospital because my what?
Hang on a second. So St. Mary's, do they have more than one location?
I don't know Grand Rapids. I don't.
Okay. So can you ask somebody who's probably right there in the hallway? What's the address of the hospital you're at?
I'm in a private room. That's all I know.
Okay. So how about if I give you a couple minutes, you don't hang up, don't give me an address.
Like, I can't leave this room right now because I'm on video with you. I'm willing to take care of this warrant when I get paid on Monday. I'm willing to take care of it, Judge. I'm being serious.
Ms. Trowbridge, you don't get to decide when you take care of it. The fact that there's a warrant already means that you need to take care of it. I'm trying to help you take care of it by assisting Mr. Valet and getting you a ride to the court. I assume that by your answers, you don't want the ride to the court?
It's not that. It's my sister. I'm being honest with you. She's about to pass away. I'm being very serious.
Ms. Trowbridge, as your counsel.
I'm being very serious.
Hold on, Ms. Trowbridge, let me speak on your behalf for a minute. Your Honor, at this time, frankly, I have to advise my client to remain silent because I'm afraid if she says anything else, she might be in more trouble, so.
All right, so Ms. Trowbridge, I'm going to order that you appear here in person this morning. However you want to get here, we were going to give you a ride. If you are arrested on the warrant, then I'm going to revoke your bond altogether and you'll be held until we've resolved the situation. So it's 10:30. There's no reason you couldn't be here before noon because I've got a whole docket this afternoon. So be here by noon or warrant will remain in effect and then there'll be no bond. All right, you're all set, Ms. Trowbridge. You can sign off.
You don't have any problem if she appears. If I think he has other matters scheduled, he can appear by Zoom this afternoon if that's the case.
Mr. Rasmussen?
Yeah.
You can appear by Zoom. Ms. Trowbridge needs to be.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, what do we have next?
You ready to do
Mm-hmm.
You want to do?
I got Mr. Coffin right here.
Yeah, let's do Mr. Coffin.
Yep, that did not look like a hotel. I mean, a hospital room to me, not even a little bit. She's lying. So she did not appear by noon, by the way. I watched the whole docket. She never showed up. I don't know if her attorney's going to be able to get her out of it. The attorney's right. Usually if it's just a status conference, they appear by Zoom. No one actually makes them come in for a status conference. But she has a warrant. And he didn't know about that. So that's why she had to be there. But yeah, she's in big trouble. She's gonna get her bond revoked over this one. Now, the next one I'm gonna put in is a courtroom that I can't get normally because I can't put here because the audio is just so bad in this courtroom. So they have the gallery, and then they have the judge way off to the right. And then they have, in this little like space, they have the inmates. That's real far away, but they have a microphone. But the microphone does nothing but make everything worse. And the inmates come up and they're trying to talk to the judge. And you'll see here how the judge gets more and more angry at the inmates because he can't hear them. He doesn't know what they're trying to say. So he just loses his temper. And there's another female judge in this courtroom. They just lose their temper over the inmates because they can't hear. So this is this courtroom. It's just crazy how they have this set up.
For that charge, as to that charge, you wish to represent yourself, you can hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender? I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
No priors, Your Honor. State request bond for the schedule.
Danielle, I've got an address for you on Claremont Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Probably about 6 months now.
All right. Is that where Betty lives as well?
Yeah.
All right. Are you working these? Are you working these days?
Not right now. I'm working on getting on disability.
Okay. Okay, Danielle, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Betty while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through social media. You don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives, don't go where she works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them that she's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or your lawyer or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I've got to hold you till 4 o'clock this afternoon so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important you not have contact, because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the home that you two shared is concerned, you may go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever it is you need for wherever you plan to stay. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They would arrange a time to meet you there with a deputy who will stand by while you get your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on December 14th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so my wife is because for internet, how do I get that car if I can't contact her?
I'm sorry, back off the microphone a little and ask it again.
I said, how do I get my wallet from her house? Can I just have a friend go get it, or can she kind of call my grandma like I forget it for a year? I already have no contact with her.
I'm sorry, I'm still not hearing you. What do you want to get?
My wallet that has a cord in it.
Okay, yelling in the microphone isn't helping. You're just garbled.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get my card from her house that's in a wallet. How do I have no contact with her? How am I going to get that wallet out of the house?
Yeah, well, you get whatever you want when you go to the house. I just told you, you contact the sheriff's office. They'll arrange a time to meet you there.
I'm talking in order to get bond. I'm confused. I've never. So I can't contact her to get on. You just said I have no contact with her, so I can't call her, right?
She needs the card to get.
To get bond. She's trying to figure out how to make bond, but she needs that card is my understanding.
There's nothing I can do about that. You can talk to a bondsman about bond. That's going to be your concern.
My card that was in her.
All right, I'm done. Have a seat.
I'm sorry.
Have a seat. Matthew Nichols.
All right, just so you know, when you look at this courtroom, where she's standing right now, she has to, when she leaves, she has to walk directly in front of the judge to the podium that you see in the bottom right-hand corner, past that. So why they don't just let the inmates come to the podium to begin with is beyond me. But the judges can never hear the inmates, and they just get angry with the inmates. The inmates have no chance. Once they hit that microphone, they have no chance. Unless they say yes and no, the judges get all of them. All the judges just get mad. And it's their fault. It's their fault for designing this crazy, stupid courtroom. All right, let's go to Washington. Let's go to Mansfield.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, before we get going, I need to deal with the jail. So
she never smiles. She's smiling
for the back and forth. Okay. And who do we have in the squally?
Thank you. This is Marla Renda. She comes before the court under cause number 23L000720 for a competency hearing. This is a similar situation to the last case.
Your mother situation.
Slightly different, in that we are currently at day 13 of waiting for a competency evaluation. I haven't received any updates from DSHS regarding a timeline for the evaluation. Obviously, tomorrow, which would be day 14, is a holiday. So functionally, DSHS has no ability to complete and disseminate the evaluation within the prescribed time frame. And that is what the statute calls for, is not only completion of the evaluation, but dissemination of a written report. Anticipating that that is not going to occur within the statutorily prescribed time frame, I am again asking the court to either dismiss this case in the interest of justice, or release the defendant and order an out of custody evaluation.
All right, anything from the city?
Yes, according to a docket entry on 11/31, copy of signed order for competency evaluation was mailed to OFMHS. So I think the calculation needs to start from the 31st, which I think would bring us to the 15th for the 14 days, but I can double check my math.
And just to clarify,
a couple more days. Sorry.
No, sorry to interrupt, Ms. Schumacher. Just to clarify, the statutory scheme calls for the evaluation to be completed within 14 days of the signature of the court order or 21 days of the department's receipt, whichever is shorter. So in this instance, we would be working off 14 days from Your Honor's signature of the order.
And the signature was obtained on the 31st according to the docket. That's what I'm trying to say. There was some sort of problem. If you read the docket, there was some sort of, if you go back up to 10/27, Pro Tem Barry will sign orders once able to. There was a network outage, and then the order was not signed until 10/31. So 14 days from 10/31, I think is the 14th or 15th, which is Tuesday or Wednesday, unless you want to go by the 21 days. But I think the 14 days is still shorter from the time of signature.
Well, I don't think that a network outage in the court that delayed signature of an order is a basis to extend the time frame. Functionally, there was an order that she received an evaluation that was 13 days ago.
But the problem is, I'm not asking for an extension. The statute specifically states when it was signed and when it was received, or when it was received. So it was signed on the 31st, it was received on the 31st. So we either go 14 days or 21 days from the 31st. Even if Ms. McCracken is still correct that if the court, I just don't see how the court can calculate it any other way. I'll defer to the court. The statute is 14 days from the time of signing, not anything else, or 21 days from the time of receipt. And the way it looks is both of those occurred on the 31st.
Anything further?
Due to a clerical error on the court's part, or some sort of technical or clerical issue.
And I don't think that I don't think it matters. The statute doesn't have any kind of exception for why or when. It just simply states when it was.
Do we have an order loaded?
Well, I don't. I wasn't sure what your Honor's ruling would be here, so I've.
Right. I think it depends. If we're sending it over to the Monday or Tuesday of next week, then we need a different order. Or versus if you're releasing. So there's no order because we don't know what the court's deciding.
My information is limited on this jabs. When was my signature on the order?
October 31st, judicial, wait, go back and look. It says copy of signed order for competency email. It said that they received an email from, this is from OFMHS, which I'm not sure, Office of Mental Health Services or something like that. It says that the order did not contain a judge's signature, and that was corrected, and the order with the judge's signature was sent on 10/31. And on the court date, which was 10/27, it says the judge was unable to sign the order. So the order was sent without signature. So if you go from the day they received a non-signed order, that would be 21 days from the 27th. If you go from the day the order was signed, or the day that it would be 14 days from the 31st. And the longest time frame would be if the court finds the order was signed and a signed order was received on the 31st, it would be 21 days. So I think that, in my opinion, is the shortest time frame would be set 14 days from the 31st of October.
And it's Ms. McCracken's position that the order came before me. I was unable to sign. I would have signed had I been able to sign. And that should be the day that we count. Is that correct?
Correct, except for it was pro
Right.
tem.
Well, I'm asking Ms. McCracken.
I just wanted to clarify what it was pro tem Berry.
Yeah, no, Ms. Schumacher is right that the order came before pro tem.
Hang on one second. Go get in front of the mic. Please introduce yourself for the record. Have a seat, please.
I was there on the day that we handled this jail calendar.
Who is speaking?
This is Ms. Hickok.
I can reintroduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Amelia Hickok for the record. I was there with Mr. Chastain on the day that we had entered this order. There was a network outage. Parties had completed the order. Myself and Mr. Chastain had signed the order. And then we were waiting for Pro Tem Berry's signature. We were told that she would sign that day if we got the order in, and it was in at the time we did the jail calendar. So I'm not sure what happened if the judge had to leave, but Pro Tem Berry made it clear that she would be signing as soon as the party signed. But there was a network outage, and so I was in the hearing remotely from my office, and then I think all of the internet went out in City Hall.
So no signature was obtained on that day?
That is my understanding as of today, but I was told on that day that she would be signing. So I didn't see her signature.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and help me with the calculation. I am going to go from the time, it wasn't me, it was Pro Tem Berry. So I don't know what happened there, but I do know that although she said that she was going to sign, the signature was not obtained. I'm going to count from the day that the signature was obtained.
31st of October.
So where does that put us?
The 14th of November, next Tuesday. Unless Ms. McCracken disagrees, but that's what I counted out.
No, that's consistent with my calculation. So I would just ask to set this to Monday, I suppose.
Okay.
If we set it for Monday, the city's gonna ask that it be set over to Tuesday if that's the 14th day.
I'm sorry, allow me to, I'm having courts and day calculator issues. Just one moment, please, if the court would allow me a moment here.
Isn't that correct? And I wasn't sure if the day of the signing of the order, the 31st counts, or if it starts the day after. So I used the day after, but if the 14 days counts the day the order was signed, then it would be the Monday the 13th. If the 14 days starts the day after the order was signed, it would be the 14th. So I just don't know which.
We're setting it over to, let's set it over to Monday.
Okay, thank you.
I normally would up an order to motion to continue. I'm having a lot of courts issues, so I think it would probably be more efficient if another city or the court could upload that. Okay.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She has not stopped talking the entire time, or singing, or yelling, or laughing.
Right.
It's just words, though. We've seen her before. I have her in some of my other ones.
You see a motion to continue. Ms. Schumacher, had you started working on one?
I did, but
okay, that's fine.
I trashed mine, but I think Kate is filling out the continuance order. I think we were both doing it at the same time.
Okay. Thank you.
So that one happened after the one I'm going to show you in a little bit. So she's already not okay with attorneys. She's a little ticked off at attorneys. But speaking of ticked off at attorneys, let's go. I'm pretty sure this is Michigan. I'm positive it's Michigan. I see this attorney a lot. He's a defense attorney, and he just makes officers so mad. And he does it over and over and over again. And what you're not going to see, so this case is a preliminary examination for 3 defendants at once. So apparently they robbed a girl at gunpoint in a park and took her money. I think they might have taken another person's money too, and they're all in front of the judge. So the officer who was called to the scene is getting questioned by 3 different attorneys, and he has already gotten questioned by 2 of them. You know, what did she say? How far away were you? Blah, blah, blah. So now the last attorney comes up and starts questioning this officer about what's going on. And the officer just, it's like a boiling pot of water.
Attorney Rogers.
Officer, you're the lead on this case?
I'm sorry?
Are you the lead officer on this case?
Yes, sir.
And on the day of the incident, were you wearing a body camera or anything like that?
Yes, sir, I was.
And to your knowledge, was it functional?
Yes, sir.
And all these conversations that we've talked about, basically all the events that you testified about, to your knowledge, are they captured on body cam?
Yes, sir.
And same question just about the dash cam. Yeah, the dash cam video also.
There is a dash camera in the vehicle, but they're in the middle of transitioning systems. So the dash camera audio, the video and audio of it are full. So it's not capturing at the moment.
And I know you were previously asked about whether or not there was any video, and you said that you weren't aware of any. Did you try to secure any video from the park anywhere around there?
No, sir, because to my knowledge, there is no video cameras in the park.
And when you say to your knowledge, have you tried previously to find out about whether or not there are cameras?
We've drove by several times looking in the areas, and there are no video cameras. There's not even a central access point to have a recording or digital system to record if there was one. if there was one, it'd have to be maintained at City Hall or the police department. And neither City Hall nor the police department have any video or audio recording devices for the park.
And as far as the witnesses, I know you mentioned that the park is secluded and all of these things, did any officer try to make contact or canvass the area to find out if there were any witnesses?
Not to my knowledge. That time of day, when been through there a couple times earlier patrolling, there were no parties there, no patrons of the community at the time. During that time of day, it's relatively kind of quiet because it's between work hours and school hours. It's normally between 6 and 9, it picks up. So anytime between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., it's usually pretty quiet and not many travelers.
Seeing as it's kind of quiet around that time, do you know how the two parties came to be allegedly in the same location like that?
No idea. I know that one of the victims said something about playing ball or something down there. But the ball courts are located in the lower area of the park, the lower south side area.
Do you remember which one of the alleged victims mentioned playing ball?
I think it was the male victim.
And just to kind of explore that a little more, I guess, are you saying that when you say you mentioned playing ball, were the parties or at least some of the members supposed to be playing together as you understood it?
No, I didn't understand as if they were playing together. No, sir. And that's just based on the previous statement that the female victim gave me, that they were approached by the three suspects, walked up on them and demanded their money. So at that point, I didn't even think that they were playing ball together.
Okay. So where in the park are they when you say that they're approached? They're just standing around in the park, just standing around, or what are they doing to your knowledge?
They told me they were down by the ball courts. I don't know if they were actually in the ball courts or by the ball courts. That area down there is a small, the parking lot is big, but there's a section there for parking for the ball courts that everyone that comes there to play parks in. And then you have some bleachers there for both courts for people to sit on and watch.
Well, let me ask, because I'm not sure, and based on what it sounds like you understand, it's not clear how they came to be together. So is there some sort of, are they alleging that people jumped out from behind bushes or out of a building or somewhere?
No, sir. Their statements to me was they walked up towards them, and as they walked up to them, they were encirculated by them, and they pulled the weapon. Well, one of the individuals pulled a weapon, while the other two had them corralled in.
And we said they had them corralled in. Are there the backs of the alleged victims? Are their backs against a wall or something like that?
No, sir. If you're corralled in, it means you're encircled by the individuals. Otherwise, they would have been pinned against the wall and blocked in on the wall. They were corralled, one subject in front with the weapon, and the other two were positioned strategically in circulating the victims.
Okay, so you're saying that 3 people were able to create a circle?
Yes, sir. We do it quite often with just 2 and 3 people.
Okay. And does any of the 2 people who are supposed to be part of the circle, does either one of these people touch them?
I don't recall if she said they were holding them or not. I can't recall that. And I did not notate that in my report, so I couldn't give you an honest answer on that. That's something we'd have to pull the body cam footage and see the statements to that effect.
And as far as the part we say that one person presented a gun, and I believe say someone asked for money, is that 1 people or 2 people doing that?
It was my understanding that the person with the gun that had it to her stomach was the one that demanded the money, and there was if I recall correctly, there was a second subject, don't know which one it would have been, stating, hurry up, give him the money.
And so once you got the amount, if I understand correctly, I guess it's Ms. Woods, the person that's giving you this narrative, she's available to testify and identify who did what at that time, or at least not testify necessarily, but to identify who she's saying did what parts.
The juvenile victim, yes, she'd be able to testify and say what happened.
No, I'm asking you at the time, she was available to ask who did what.
Yes.
Did you ever ask her who had the gun?
Can't recall which one actually had the gun. And to my knowledge, I didn't put it in my report to say exactly which one had the gun, but seeing as how all three corresponded with the actual event, I continue with the charges for the other two for the same charges that the person holding the gun would have received.
Okay, did you ask her who had the gun?
I can't recall if I asked her which one had the gun, or if she could even describe to me which one had the gun. That's something you'd have to ask her.
And not to assume, did you ask her who demanded the money or told her to hurry up and give the money or whatever was said?
Yeah, she'd be able to be the one to be more specific on that.
Okay. My question was, did you ask her that?
I can't recall if I did. And I don't see the notation in my report. So if I didn't put it in my report, I can't give you an honest answer if I actually did.
And so if I understand this correct, you say the two are walking, well, I guess, or wherever they're at, and they said that they're approached. So the people are approaching them from the front. Is that correct?
I'm assuming they did because she said she's seen them. She said they walked up on us, which I'm assuming that means she's seen them coming.
And then you said the other two people went. So if I understand that correctly, the three people coming, earlier you said that there were people who were behind them or strategically positioned.
Yeah, like when you walk up on someone, the other two just walk slightly past them and around them.
And as it relates to, I guess, at least the one person that's not saying anything and there's no allegation of touching, I guess how we clear that the other two people are not just walking past and then stopping?
Well, let's say because I stated that they corralled them and prevented them from leaving, which made them parties to the crime.
Right, I understand what you said. I want to be clear on what I'm asking is.
Well, you already asked that, and I've stated it. And
hang on a second.
Officer.
Yeah, don't go like that. So let's be very clear.
It doesn't go that way. Please answer the questions. Go ahead.
Let's be very clear what the question is. What is your basis for saying that the other two people didn't just walk past and then stop once the conversation started?
Because all three parties left, and all three parties had the money that totaled the money taken.
Right, I'm asking about the incident itself. What is your basis for saying that those two people weren't walking on their way and then just stopped?
Because they said that they were encircled and was stopped and could not leave because they were behind them.
Okay. So they were able to see both behind them and in front of them at the same time, or what is your basis for saying that?
I'm sorry, what are you trying to ask? I mean, they're standing behind you.
Give me 1 second, Officer.
Somebody standing behind you?
Officer, give me 1 second.
What you're trying to ask me?
Officer, wait. Give me 1 second.
They stopped.
Give it, Officer Farley. Wait, just stand by. Judge, I'm going to object. It's become argumentative. Officer Farley has answered Attorney Rogers' questions to the best of his ability. Move on, Attorney Rogers. I agree. Thank you, Judge.
And so, at the time that you stopped this vehicle, if I understand it correctly, only one gun was ever seen. Is that correct? Officer Farley.
I think it's frozen.
He logs back in later and finishes, but he's really ticked off, and no matter what Rogers asks him after this, is just short and sweet answers, and he's just ticked off. But Rogers does that all the time. And when I say in my streams that I cut out a lot because it's just these boring questions, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They have these questions that are just, to me, asinine. It's enough to hear that 3 people walked up on me. One of them pulled a gun and said, "Give me your money." That's enough to hear for me. But the attorneys have to be, they nitpick because they're trying to get their person up. He might have just been here at the wrong place, wrong time, and he didn't have nothing to do with it. He was just walking. And every single one of these attorneys asked for the case to be dismissed because, no one proved they had a gun and no one proved that they did anything. It was just assumed that all 3 of them did it. But this attorney, particularly Rogers and Freeman, they go back and forth constantly because Rogers will keep asking the witnesses questions over and over again until the witness just gets so frustrated and mad. It's great. All right, we're going to go back to Washington. We're going to go back to Mansfield, where Mansfield sort of slaps down an attorney.
Number 21, Haddad Tembo, making his way forward. This is an SOC hearing 18U000011. I'll yield to the city.
And Your Honor, at this time, this will be the city's.
Number 21.
Yeah. Emily's on for the city. Love her. Love her.
I'll hear from the city.
This will be the city's motion to revoke this SOC at this time. The reason for this is a failure to comply with the active conditions of alcohol treatment and AA, proof of attendance of AA. I do see that Mr. Tembo, back in 2019, there were several dates where the city did move to revoke this SOC all the way back in 2019. That was denied. Looking back more recently, on March of 2023, Mr. Tembo was present in custody. It was noted that there was new law-abiding behavior violations, as well as no alcohol treatment. At that time, he was released for the defendant to address medical issues and engage in treatment. He failed to appear at his next court date in June and has been in bench warrant status since then. At this time, the city is asking Your Honor to find that he is in violation of the terms of SOC and to revoke this SOC. Thank you.
Good. Defense. We would ask the court for a motion to continue and to address the motion to revoke the SOC at a later date. And speaking with Mr. Tembo, this case predates my tenure with this office. We have not met before, but in speaking with him about why he missed court, he said that he, in July of this year, he had some major surgery, facial reconstruction surgery. That was in July. He let me know that he had engaged or started the process to engage with services at Stop because he was just booked on this warrant. I haven't had the opportunity to look into getting documentation of that. So for those reasons, we're asking the court continue this revocation hearing so I can attempt to get that documentation. I've also requested access to his file. It's an older case, so I didn't have immediate access to his file to see if we did have anything for him. So we would ask the court to consider a PR release on this matter and to continue the hearing out to 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm looking at an SOC that was signed off on January 31st, 1919. We are some years into this and still not done with the treatment, AAs. We had some law-abiding behavior issues and warrant activity. I am revoking this SOC at this point. I did read the police report at 9:08 a.m. today.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I said I reviewed this
prior to the motion to revoke.
Yes, I reviewed.
Okay.
Because I had made a decision on it.
before the motion to revoke?
Well, I made a decision and I wanted to hear from you to see if that would change and
Okay. I'd asked to set over sentencing. I'm not prepared to proceed with sentencing today, given the time constraints and large calendar.
What are you looking at?
I asked to set this out to next Wednesday.
Okay, and before that, sir, I do want to read you your appeal rights. I'm going to be reading a lot of legal information. The takeaway is that you have the right to appeal my decision. You have 30 days to do it, okay? You have the right to appeal your conviction. You have the right to a lawyer on appeal. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided at no cost to you. To appeal, you must file a notice of appeal with the Superior Court within 30 days of the date of entry of the final decision. You must immediately serve a copy of the notice of appeal on all other parties. You must pay for the cost of preparing the record within 10 days after the clerk notifies you the record is ready to transmit. If you are indigent, the court may excuse you from paying. If you fail to file and serve a notice of appeal within 30 days of the date of entry, you have forever given up your right to appeal. Upon request, the clerk will provide you with a standard form of notice of appeal. Any form of post-conviction relief other than a direct appeal, such as a personal restraint petition, a habeas corpus petition, a motion to vacate judgment, a motion to withdraw a guilty plea, a motion for a new trial, and a motion to arrest judgment usually must be filed within 1 year after the judgment becomes final. Again, the takeaway is you have the right to appeal my decision and you have 30 days to do it. Okay. And the party defense has requested to set this matter over for sentencing. We have an order.
No, I'm just objecting for the record to the court's sua ponte motion to revoke this SOC, and would also like to address that at the next hearing.
Well, let's talk about it right now. I read the doc. I want to make a record. Okay. I read the docket this morning in preparation for this case. I saw that he had warrant history. I saw that he had not completed his conditions. I saw that this was years old. I saw that this case had been continued for him to get in compliance numerous times. I heard from both parties. I was inclined to revoke, but I hadn't heard from you. After hearing your recitation, I decided to revoke.
My recitation meaning my request to motion to continue the revocation hearing.
No, your recitation saying what he has done.
Noted.
Bam. That poor lawyer.
Still not seeing anything loaded.
I don't have any order. We'll defer to the court on that.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got her too. I got the inmate that's sitting down too. Because she's just very animated.
Yeah.
Call Miss Landon.
Oh, hello? Hi.
So it took them 16 minutes to fill out that form of dead air. Saying, okay, I signed this. Now go do this check mark. Go do that checkbox. 16 minutes of dead air for them to fill out that one form for the last guy. So I cut it out and I brought it straight to Miss Landon. But during that 16 minutes, she was very, very animated. She was very yawning and stretching and smiling and laughing, like having the best time of her life sitting in jail.
Okay.
All right, I see an SOC.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Conditions of the SOC are 12 months on 22L648 with a dismissal of 22L389, a no contact order, possess no weapons, completion of domestic violence MRT, to be placed on the waiting list until that's set up, and to have no criminal law violations.
All right. And Ms. Landon, did you have enough time to talk to your attorney about what you're doing today?
Yeah, actually I did. And so in order for me to get out today, apparently, she said.
Okay, oh, wait, hold on a second. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you some questions and you just let me, just answer me.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then it'll be up to me whether you get released, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right, so you had enough time to talk to your attorney, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any further questions of her?
Yeah. No, I have no questions. I just have some cipher work stuff some certificates that I've gotten in here, right?
Okay.
And, I've had 6 certificates. That's all. It's not like I'm not doing anything in order for me to get like better or whatever. But I did agree to doing some classes or something.
Okay, so
sorry, excuse me.
Ms. Kamari, if you can intervene.
Yes, Your Honor. So Ms. Landon, if you can let the judge will ask you a few questions and then we can talk about what you've completed.
Okay.
All right. So I like to tell people that an SOC is like a contract. You have your end of the bargain and the city has their end of the bargain in this arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
Your end of the bargain is to have no criminal law violations.
Mm-hmm.
State any address changes immediately with the court.
Okay.
Do not possess or own firearms.
Yes.
Abide by the no contact order.
Mm-hmm.
And to engage in what's called DVMRT or be placed on the wait list for DVMRT.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. And so the city's end of this bargain is to dismiss this case if at the 12-month mark you have done all that.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
So when you enter into an SOC, this means that you will not proceed to trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I got that part. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that means that you are giving up your constitutional right to a jury trial, the right to see, hear, and question all witnesses who would testify against you, the right to call witnesses on your behalf, the right to testify or choose to remain silent. Do you understand those rights that you're giving up?
Yep.
Is this still what you would like to do?
Yep.
Then I will accept your petition for a stipulated order of continuance, finding that you, Ms. Landon, are entering into it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. I'll hear from the parties.
And yes, Your Honor, since this is just an SOC, the city's request is essentially laid out in the terms of the SOC. I have uploaded that no contact order for Your Honor's review, as well as a notice of hearing. The city's request would be set a hearing about 3 months out. We currently have a DVMRT waiting list. So at that time, it can be, I guess, assessed whether she's going to be able to complete the DVMRT course within the terms of the SOC, or if we'll have to refer her to a different court.
Okay. And let me review the no contact order presently. This no contact order protects Paul Hartgrove. Do not cause, attempt, or threaten to cause bodily injury to, assault, sexually assault, harass, stalk, or keep under surveillance the protected person. Do not contact the protected person or above listed family or household member directly, indirectly, in person, or through others. by phone, mail, or electronic means, except for mailing or service of process of court documents through a third party or contact by the defendant's lawyers.
Yes, ma'am.
Do not knowingly enter, remain, or come within 1,000 feet of the protected person's residence, school, workplace, vehicle, or person.
Okay.
Do not own, possess, or control a firearm. Do not access, have in your custody or control, obtain, purchase, receive, attempt to purchase or receive, or possess a firearm, other dangerous weapon, or concealed pistol license. This no contact order expires 5 years from today's date.
Okay, that's what, okay, I understand.
Is there a civil standby needed?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I need you to look and see if anything pops off, like served on defendant. Okay. I'm marking served on defendant, and I am signing.
Yeesh. Okay.
Okay. And then, counsel, I'll let you know that through the chat, if you can please place your client's name, phone number, and email for the DV and MRT wait list.
I don't currently have that information, Your Honor.
Do you need it?
Yes.
Yeah, if you can put it in the chat.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Sure will.
What are you doing?
She told me to do this.
What do you do what?
To pack my Gmail. She doesn't have. Oh. She told me to do this. I would not be doing this. She doesn't have my name. What else? My name?
Your name, your phone number, and your email.
Okay.
To sign up.
Okay. Email, my name. Where's that? And then?
Name, phone number, and email.
353. That's an active working phone for me, but obviously not right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It works when I get out, because I'll be answering it.
I can just chime in and say that this message was sent directly to me, so I'll copy it to the court. Just one moment.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have anything else in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Landon is done. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Lord is good today.
Oh, Mansfield had a good day. Mansfield had a long day. So I'm trying to pick and choose what I'm doing next. So I'm working on something on the members only channel, but there was one part of it that I think I'm going to put here. This isn't funny. This isn't funny at all. This is just her proof. They're going, through a custody battle, and she's seeking a protection from abuse, and he's innocent, of course. And then she brings this recording into court.
Did you get my boxes? Why?
That is all the way at the other end. I had to get him ready. I don't know, about 15 minutes after. Because grocery shopping takes a minute
fucking disaster up there. I need to go back to the way.
If you don't get them, you're not gonna be mean to me and bully me while I'm in the store because they don't carry that.
Because you carry that. You fucked up.
How did I?
They had the ones I fucking told you to go get at the end, and you didn't fucking go get them.
Well, because I had already left and I
don't
said
give a fuck.
that I was willing to get them and you were throwing this big old hissy fit about it and saying, no, I need to go.
Do it. I said go get them. Why didn't you go fucking get them? You think you're above me? You think you're fucking better than me? I said fucking go get them. Fuck you. That's how I fucking feel. Fuck you. Don't ask me for shit. Hurry up and get the fucking food. I'm pissed at you. Get the fuck away from me. Hurry the fuck up. Put some fucking pep in your step. Stupid. Can't believe you rather agree with this than have walked across fucking whole life. You're so fucking stupid. This is better than walking across Walmart? Huh?
Brian, you shouldn't be acting like this.
I told you to go get the fucking
We were
box.
fishing with boxes.
I told
You're
you to
acting
go
like
get
I forgot medication.
I told you to go get the boxes, did I not? Did I not?
Only you did other boxes that they did not
And then I
have.
said to you, I said,
Already at that
I don't give a fuck. So this is better than walking across the road. This is better than walking across the
Should
road.
not be happening.
You should have walked your ass across the store and done what you were told. Stupid. Don't you ask me for a goddamn thing. You understand me? Don't ask me to fucking take the car, do this, do that. Fuck you.
I don't ask you to do it.
Now I gotta take time out of my motherfucking day tomorrow to go to a Walmart and deal with that? When you are already out of Walmart, don't answer bullshit, don't answer. You can sit fucking here all day. Fuck you. You can waste my fucking
That's what I
time?
was planning on doing anyway.
Alright, I'm good. Hope you enjoy sitting here.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna be up all fucking night. So you better wake it the fuck up. You better get this the fuck out. I told you to do this fucking weeks ago. So tell him to fuck away, I don't care. Take care of what you're supposed to fucking take care of. Do what you fucking ask from now on. I'm fucking done. If I tell you to fucking jump, you ask how fucking high. You expect me to do what the fuck I need to do to check for us to keep fucking having a living?
Actually, no.
What the fuck does that mean, you dumb bitch? What the fuck does that mean? Huh?
I don't think because a lot of times
Do you want a divorce? Yeah? You want a divorce? Then you wouldn't disrespect me fucking constantly. I was at work worked all motherfucking day dealing with fucking buffoons, and I told you to take care of something for me, and you fucking blatantly disregard what I say to you. I'm getting damn frustrated. I can't fucking stand you.
All right, just to be clear, the child was present during this recording, correct?
He was in the car because he was making me carry in all the groceries by myself, and I knew if I would have carried Pearson in first, he would have woke up, and when he wakes up from a nap, he's very fussy and full.
Yeah, so, oops. There we go. I lost my microphone for a second. So, yeah, so she's going through a divorce with him, and she's getting a protection of abuse order, which, you know, he says they don't need. So she popped that little bit into court. And yeah, the judge did not enjoy listening to that. I got one more, but it's 20 minutes long. Let's just do it. This guy goes in front of the judge because he's not paying his bills. And so the judge has a talking to him.
You are, please, you solemnly swear oath or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, in this case, looks like you were ordered to pay restitution $82,894.58.
$82,000.
From 2001 to November of 21, you paid $35,000. That's in 20 years. Since November of 21 till July 6th, you only paid $2,550. You still owe $38,420. So, did you bring the $38,420 with you today, sir?
No, I don't have it. Judge Montani ordered $300 a month on the 15th, and I've been paying that regularly until this last year. I've had a heck of a year, and the excuse is just lack of work, and I'm starting to pick up jobs now, but I went in, this was last Tuesday, and I paid $300. It's the first $300 I've been able to pay all of it in like a few months. So I think it was last September is when it all started. And I went to Montana to do a log cabin with my uncle, and I never got paid, and used a bunch of my funds as well on credit cards, and yet hardly been able to catch up since then. It's been pretty rough. In a lot of years, every month I made a payment, just like that. I've got jobs kind of coming down a little bit, but yeah, I've only been paying half, at least some. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to avoid it. I just maybe what I can do. You know?
Well,
I don't.
You got to understand that 22 years.
No, well, I can't run my business. I work for pennies and still do too. That's why I'm sure Judge Montana said $300 a month, whatever I could actually. And at that time, I can't run my business until I get my builder's license back. I got to pay the state of Michigan $10,000 as well. And I ain't trying to, you know, I mean, at the time it happened, I probably should have, if I would have had more money, I would have fought it, because I didn't know 80,000, I owed 39,000. I got double jeopardy somehow, and I'm not trying to make excuses for what I did, but that's exactly what happened. Right now, in my eyes, he's paid off, but I'm going to pay it all off. I'm going to either try to get a loan, or right now I'm thinking, hopefully before the end of the year, my mother died from ovarian cancer, and we have a sell. And when they said by the end of this year, I'm just going to pay you all off. you know? And as well, I never got credit for 7,000 I put into his walkout wall. That was Jeff Crump, New York. That was never even negotiated. I just did it, and we didn't even get that done. So there's a lot to it, more than you probably know. But I ain't gonna try to make excuses for myself. Right?
That's all water.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
can't go back and.
I know, so I'm just saying, I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just been a tough year for me.
So, I don't know you, so tell me about yourself. Did you graduate high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college or any trade school experience?
I was always just a hard worker. I mean,
how old are you now?
I'll be 49 this year, 24, this month.
Married or single?
I'm single. I got a girlfriend. We stay together.
Any minor children?
They're all older. I mean, I take care of them now.
What's your occupation?
I'm a builder. I subcontract to a guy that I've been working for a few years now. That's what I do basically. It's start to work, just can't make enough, you know what I mean? So,
right. So how long have you been doing the subcontracting business?
I've been doing subcontracting for a few years now. I got back into it. I was working for my own.
Few years.
Well, I've been doing it since I was 25, but I was with a license, and then all this happened in like 2000, something like that. By the time I was all through getting out of prison for it and everything, I think I started kind of back in paying about 2002 or something like that, 2003 maybe. And then it was rough for a little bit, and then I started working again. Decent. I was working for American Classic for quite a while, and Julie helped me try to get my credit reestablished. And I've been paying regularly for 10 straight years or better. And now just this last year, I'm just hard on. That's like,
all right. So is it just you, or do you have people that you work with?
What's that?
Is it just you in this company, or do you have?
No, I got one or two of my sons work. I got another guy that works off and on whenever I can. Whenever the guy needs more help out there. So.
And how much did you earn last year?
Last year, like I said, was a rough year. I think I can bring you my income tax returns and show you. I brought in a total of $50,000, and 4 of us lived off that. I paid. I think I might have got like, I don't know, 17, 16. I know it was a loss after everything was all said and done, but that was the first year in a while that I actually did it.
All right. So what's the best year that you've had in the last 5 years?
In the past 5 years, I would say maybe 20,000, 23, after everything was said and done. Probably like that. But it's,
lies.
Makes all the payments, pays my payments in the court, and it's been rough out there.
It's not rough.
I mean, it ain't rough, but it's harder to get jobs in construction world. Well, my subcontract, that's what he pulls in for me, so I don't know. I guess I need to go on my own and push him to the side and subcontract a big wig to myself.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I got a vehicle. And my other truck that I had, it broke down and time chain. Now I can get run, so I had to get another loan for a truck, so I'm actually paying on that. But that's the only payment I have right now is a truck payment. And all the other bills that personally have. Yeah, it's just been this year. If you look at the track record, when I started, it's pretty consistent, except for the last 10, 11 months, I think, pretty bad.
That's one part, that you haven't completely ignored us.
No, I wouldn't.
The other part is that we've been at it 22 years.
Okay.
So.
I had no credit when I started. I'm just now getting my credit up to where I can possibly get a loan. So I would like to get paid off. I feel bad.
At this point, there's no reason that you shouldn't be out working for somebody else, making $25 to $30 an hour.
Yep.
I have friends that own companies, and they can't find people that know what they're doing.
I know that.
You could be making 3 times as much as you're making on your own.
35. Yeah.
So why are you working for $16,000 a year when you can make $35 an hour?
It wasn't for 16. It was the number of jobs we pulled that year.
You told me your best year was 50,000.
No, yeah, my best year was. That was last year. I got 50,000. That was subcontracting and giving it to the workers too. So I didn't make nothing really last year.
Right. There's no reason for that.
I should shut the guy down that I'm doing jobs for and just go do my own thing, probably, right?
You should go work for somebody.
That's what I'm about to do. I do work for somebody else. The guy gets the jobs, I do them for him. subcontract from him, that's what I do.
You would make more money
I know.
being a laborer
Yeah.
for another company.
I might be able to do that.
Might be able
I'm
to.
gonna have to do something if the work don't pick up, but I just gotta, we got quite a few works in line right now, I think about 6 months was for sure. Yeah, I'm just thinking about going, get my own work that way, but I know a lot of guys, contractors that want me to do it with my crew away from the guy I'm subbing through. But I told a man I would do it, and I try to be a man of my word, but he hasn't been pulling his end of it like last year. So I'm already be forced to do my own thing again. So construction companies out of Grand Rapids that know me well, and they would just as soon give me to work with these kids, have a middleman in between us probably. So I'll push to it. But I do.
Do you rent a home or do you own a home?
Julie owns her home. I have my mother's home. Yes.
What do you mean by you have your mother's home?
I got it in my inheritance. So I pretty much, I was renting it, but that didn't work out. I just wrecked everything, so.
So she owns it, but you're gonna inherit it, or you have it, you have title to it now?
It's mine. I'm entitled, yeah.
Any loans on
What?
it? Any loan on it?
I don't put no loans on it, not like that. But it's getting to the point where I might have to do something because I'd like to get this taken care of so we can get behind all of us, Joe, especially, and myself, because I'm sure it's hard on him.
What's mom's house?
Maybe 30, 40,000, probably. Maybe not enough to pay him. But I don't know if I would pull a mortgage on it. I can just soon wait till towards the end of the year and make my payments. And if whatever happens with that Johnson, we're already there. And I'm just going to try to pay him off. I'm just going to pay him off as to keep making payments and have to him be disinconveniencing longer, and myself too, because it is pretty much a pain. I'm sure it's way worse for him.
So you're living with your girlfriend. Do you have a house? Do you have a car payment?
I have a truck payment.
How much is your truck payment?
519 months.
Credit cards?
What's that?
Yeah,
I got some credit cards maxed out, yes. When I came back from Montana, I had to use them. I used a couple of them, help him out with Don Anderson, trying to get his cabin done. He never told me that he didn't pay me back. So I was like a month off
How
work.
much do you have on your credit cards?
A lot, both 9 to 12,000. That's it. So I was just about ready to go get some credit card debt relief and just make a one payment a month for that. It'll ease up some of my money, and then I can give more, but.
The credit card relief is a big law.
I didn't go through it today. I had to think about it, and I figured I'd ask your opinion. Somebody that would know what to. I'm just getting tired of it. Everything's getting really old. As you get older, you just get tired of everything. But I do want to get to a paid off though. And like I said, it's been a hard year.
So if you're working for somebody else,
yes,
making $30 an hour, getting 40 hours a week, you'd be taking in gross $4,800 a month. Have to pay some taxes on it, whatever. So I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be paying $1,000.
If I could get it, I would. If I could get it, I would. That's the payment I made, I think it was just last Tuesday, so. And the 15th's coming up again.
With $300 a month, it's $3,600 a year, which means that you and I got to see each other for 10 more years.
Yeah. I guarantee you that one. And by the end of this year, I'll be paid. I'm starting to try to head back for the rise, and I know the Johnson thing's going through the efforts. We're already sure that we've already made the offer. It's supposed to be done this year. That's what I was going to try to pay off of.
You tell me the most that you can pay every month. It's not going to be $300.
I can go 4 maybe, but that's it. If I ain't good enough, I don't know what to do. I can go sit in jail until it's paid off in the court in the jailhouse. I don't know. Not much else I can do. I can't promise nothing. I can't be a standard lie to you. I'm not going to try to lie to you and set myself up with it. Right now, we have a lot of stuff I have to pay. Credit card, this, that, housing, Joe. insurances, everything's been breaking down. I can't promise anything except for maybe 4. I'm lucky I'm doing 3 at the moment, but there was times I could have paid more. Nope. So I don't know. I can't tell you something, stand there directly and lie to you. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm being honest with you. And as I get going a little more, I'll let you know if I can pay more. I'll pay you. That's all I can promise. And I'm pretty sure by the end of the year I won't be able to pay the job. Whether I get some sort of loan, whatever. I know I won't be able to pay you. I'm just being honest, you know. I don't like standing up here in front of you. I ain't been for over 11 years, you know.
You're paid $500 a month. We're gonna do 30 days in jail. You're gonna have it paid off in full in 2 years.
10. That's 16. Try to live up to that. I do apologize that happens.
Right now, you like your gig. You like working with your boys. You like doing what you can.
Not that. I promised the guy that I would.
You got your girlfriend taking care of you, living in her house. And if
I
it
can
wasn't
go
for that,
live
you'd be out
in
there
my
hustling.
house.
Stop talking. You'd be out there hustling, working for somebody else, making 3 times as much money. Now, I'm trying to figure out what it's going to take to get you to do that.
Right. Let's see.
You're telling me about all these bills that you have, but you're intentionally not making more money.
Sometimes I do, but I haven't been last year, that's for sure. And I was just going by what Judge Montan ordered me to do. I was trying to maintain that. I knew I didn't pay.
Judge Montan's gone.
Yeah.
There's a new judge in town.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do. $500 a month. Right. You're going to jail. You're gonna be paid off in full in 2 years. Hopefully you get it done at the end of the year like you hope to. But that's it. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, believe me, I don't like to stand up here in front of you either, so. I'll do the best I can. I appreciate that.
That's all for today.
All right. Have a good day.
There's a new judge in town. I'll tell you what point killed this guy. The judge might have been a little better on him until he said that one line. He says, I can do $300 or $400 a month, and I'll let you know if I can do more. That's when the judge was like, no, you won't. You're going to do $500 a month. You're going to have to go get a job. Which he can't. We got a really good comment today. I think Aquanet. I thought maybe it was her first day on the internet or his. I have no idea. Except the name is Aquanet. Aquanet was in the 80s. I know this because I was there. So this person's been around for a while. I'm going to say she, but it could be a guy. I can't see. It's too tiny. I can't stand when y'all choose what to cut out. I want the whole court case and not just your opinion of it all. I'm out. That's literally the only thing this channel does is take court cases. And then I have to tell you my opinion on it, or YouTube will not let me post videos. They say it's a reuse policy if you don't say something about the video. You know, I'm going to go with a he. He's welcome to go look at the court cases. Anybody can. They're on YouTube. And if he wants to sift through these thousands of cases to find these, go for it, buddy. Go for it. I will subscribe and like. Oh, gosh. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. I really, really appreciate it. I'll get more for you. I'm heading into work now, so I won't get more for you tonight. But I hope you all have a great day.